Hey, it's Dee with Dee's Photography, and I'm going to do a really quick video on sort of getting that warm, creamy skin on your image. I just pulled this one in really quick. Like, not much adjustments made. Actually, I don't even... Look, this is what I did. This happens when you click too many buttons at once. I wanted it to be off. I forgot I changed my default settings. So that was out of camera, which, like I always tell people, try to get your image straight out of camera, what you want it to look like, or what you want to work with at least, so good exposure and your white balance close to what you want to work with. If you're shooting in RAW, you can you have a little leeway with them, but it's so much easier to work with an image that's pretty much close to what you want it to look like when you get it out of the camera that way. I'm gonna pull up my exposure just a tad. Not that much, obviously. I'm pulling out, and I'm pulling highlights down. Try to pull down some of those highlights right here. And the white balance is about like where I want it to be. I'm trying to see if there's any white on her dress. Not click on the pink, which I just did. I just try to make it way cooler. But it was sunset, so there's a lot of light. So I'm going to go back to how I shot it in my camera, which is what the white balance I wanted it to be. So open my image in Photoshop. So really quickly, I'm going to pull levels layer open. Bump my midtones up just a bit. Pull the blacks down. I'm going to leave the highlights alone. I'm going to go into my red channel. Bump my reds up just a tiny bit. I'm going to also go to my blue channel. This is my yellows and my highlights. Pull that down. I'm also going to add some blues in the shadows to cool it down just a bit. I'll probably go back and add some red in the shadows too. And that just, as you can tell, out of this warm pink purple tone, it really warmed up the skin and also the background, which I like it. Next thing I'm going to do is solid color. And, sorry, my son's cracking me up over there. Hit OK, and it's just more of a cream tone, as you can see. Pin light. When you set it 100%, you can see there's that pink in there also. And you can play around with what color you want it to be. And I'm going to put it at 7%. There's the difference before and after. It adds a little bit extra light into my image. And then I'll do a brightness contrast to add a bit more contrast back into my picture. We'll do it 30, and we'll pull it back down. And you can use levels that way too. Go back to your levels layer and pull your shadows back in a little bit more. Your blacks, I mean. So, that's really quick. It really makes the skin pop out. You can actually just use the masking and only mask on the skin if you want your background just to be the same. And you don't want it to actually affect the background. If you like that, the greenness of that, I'll show it with putting them in one folder. Since I'm in Photoshop, I can do this. If you're in Elements, you just have to invert them, the layer masks. And then I'm going to just brush over only on the skin so you can see the difference. Oh, got a little crazy on that brush. Okay. So that was before, and that was after, and that just added a little bit of a pop on the skin. Sorry. Personally, I like it on the entire image, so I'm going to delete the layer mask. Because I think it adds to the image. And then I would just do a little bit of dodge burning, like I generally always do on most images. I don't do it on everyone, but most images. And just do some. It's at 50%, which is extremely strong. So I'm going to have to definitely change my opacity in a minute of my layer. was hoping it would let me quickly do it, and it is lagging like crazy, people. I need to upgrade my computer, and it's Christmas, I'm too cheap. I've got presents to buy for my little one, so I'll just upgrade it next year, maybe. Okay, come on. And you can go in with the white brush and do a tiny bit of dodge on the skin to brighten it up a little bit more, which you don't, it's not necessary, but like I said, it was really strong, so I'm going to pull it pretty far down. But that's how it'll look before, after, and there's a lot more warmth, a lot more of a cream color on the skin compared to what it originally looked like. Alright, really quickly open up this image also, and I'm going to apply the same steps since I already have them in the folder. I'm going to drag them right on over here to this image, and let me pull that back on here. And that is with those 3 quick steps applied. You can see how much more warm and nice and creamy the skin looks. It helps to have good lighting at the beginning. That's a nice lens, focal length, and correct white balance. So those will help out with that. Like there's color casts on this one, which I did a video about color casts. This is just a technique I'm going to use on this really quickly on any bit of color cast that I have on this image. Alright, and then I'll do, like I said, a quick dodge burn layer and burn my background. Same as the other one, I dodged the face just a bit, burn the background, and I'm going to reduce the opacity down so it blends better, looks more natural. That's pretty much quickly, very quickly on that edit, so that didn't take very long. Hopefully that'll help you guys on getting a little bit more of a nice warm creamy skin tone on your subjects. Like I said, start out with a nice white balance, correct it if needed before you bring it into Photoshop, and your exposure as well. Thank you very much.